From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
On the show tonight, we put China in its place when they don't want to mention Pahalgam in the SCO joint meeting of the defense ministers. We don't let them get away. We just torpedo. India just torpedoes the SCO meeting. At 8:30 p.m. tonight, America imposes a rule where no visa should be granted without any social media scrutiny. And tonight, why I think India should do the same thing for others as well. At 9 o'clock tonight, Bollywood is back to its Pakistani obsession. Diljit Dosanjh faces a complete boycott, and some sections of woke Bollywood want to find a way to work with the Pakistanis again. And first tonight, ladies and gentlemen, there was an SCO meeting, Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting, which is held in Qingdao in China. The Chinese thought they were too smart. They thought they could get together with the Pakistanis and issue a statement about Balochistan, indirectly trying to blame India for what's going on in Balochistan. What do we have to do with what's going on in Balochistan? What do we have to do with the torture the people of Balochistan are being made to go through? Their freedom movement. Ladies and gentlemen, the Balochis are speaking up for themselves. But these cunning Chinese wanted to give an impression as if India is provoking the situation in Balochistan. And while doing so, they also absolutely refused to make a single mention of Pahalgam. Now, what is this, ladies and gentlemen? The Chinese are such hypocrites. They speak about terrorism, but they will not speak about the terrorism coming from Pakistan, their all-weather friend. And you know what we did, therefore? Our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh went and torpedoed the whole event. He said, I'm not going to sign any joint statement that does not mention Pahalgam. I am just not going to sign it. And for that, we are so proud of our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh for the nationalist position that he took. He just refused to sign the SCO statement. He said, we are not satisfied with the language of the statement. We are not going to agree with this. And ladies and gentlemen, now let me tell you the inside story. The fact of the matter is we wanted our concerns on terrorism to be reflected in that statement. But as Randhir Jaiswal, the spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs, said, one particular country would not accept it. Which particular country might have opposed the mention of terrorist incidents in India, of our terror concerns? Is it Pakistan or is it China? China has reportedly blocked India's proposal at the UN Security Council to designate the Lashkar-e-Toiba and the Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists as global terrorists. So China has a problem with us, it competes with us, it realizes our economy, our growth rates, our purchasing power parity are all going to move ahead of them. So they want terrorism in India to continue. What did we want? We wanted sanctions on this so-called group called the Lashkar-e-Toiba, which tries to use the alliance of the resistance front, which carried out the 2025 Pahalgam attack on the bidding of Pakistan. And China said, no, we don't care, we are not going to include Pahalgam into the joint statement. And here you see at that point of time, Rajnath Singh says that if that is the case, then I'm not going to sign the joint statement at all. Ladies and gentlemen, the same Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which on June 15th immediately sprung into action to condemn Israel's military strikes on Iran, unilaterally put out a statement, does not have similar concerns when our sovereignty is attacked, when our people are attacked, when Indians are killed, when we become victims of terrorism. And therefore, we are forced to put China in its place. I will have a Chinese guest tonight. And the first thing I'll tell the Chinese guest, Victor Gao, who's joining tonight, is this, that China needs to understand we have so much power, so much strength, and so much clout, we can neutralize this kind of a Chinese response very easily, easier than they think. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight a big shout out for our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, who's done the right thing, the best thing by putting China in its place. It's a big move by the Defense Minister and by the Government of India. Let's debate.
Defense Minister Rajnath Singh in Qingdao, China for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's Defense Ministers Summit. The Raksha Mantri's first official foreign visit at a multilateral forum after India's Operation Sindoor.
We reiterate the need to hold the perpetrators, organizers, financiers and sponsors of reprehensible acts of terrorism.
India's position at the SCO was clear that the SCO must condemn the evil of terrorism unequivocally.
Any acts of terrorism are criminal and unjustifiable regardless of their motivation, whenever, wherever and by whomsoever committed. SCO members must condemn this evil unequivocally.
But this morning, India took a tough stand. We refused to sign the SCO declaration, a major setback for the host China. The reason for the fallout? The SCO's pro-terror language in the document, with no mention of cross-border terrorism or condemnation of the dastardly terrorist attack in Pahalgam.
We had Raksha Mantri, our Defense Minister, participating in the Defense Ministers meeting of SCO. This meeting happened over 2 days, that is yesterday and today. The Defense Ministers meeting has concluded. I understand that they could not adopt a joint statement. I also understand that certain member countries could not reach consensus on certain issues, and hence the document could not be finalized. On our side, India wanted concerns on terrorism reflected in the document, which was not acceptable to one particular country.
India held constructive dialogue with other SCO members. Its flat-out refusal to join a unanimous joint declaration shows how Chinese agenda setting can no longer unilaterally dictate the SCO narrative. This is the second time this month that India has flatly refused to join an SCO joint statement. Earlier, on the 14th of June, the SCO put out a statement condemning Israel's strikes on Iran, calling them a gross violation of international law. India back then too had opted out of the SCO declaration, articulating its independent position of pursuing dialogue and diplomacy for de-escalation.
Some countries use cross-border terrorism as an instrument of policy and provide shelter to terrorists. There should be no place for such double standards. SCO should not hesitate to criticize such nations.
India skipping the declaration is also a setback in the bilateral ties. This despite India's repeated insistence of basing the India-China relationship on mutual trust and respect.
5 साल के बाद हमारी फॉर्मल मीटिंग हो रही है। सीमा पर शांति और स्थिरता बनाए रखना हमारी प्राथमिकता रहनी चाहिए। म्यूचुअल ट्रस्ट, म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट और म्यूचुअल सेंसिटिविटी हमारे संबंधों का आधार बने रहना चाहिए।
As India's strong stand ended up exposing China's pro-terror stand and its hypocrisy on the global stage.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have Tara Karta, who's former director of the National Security Council Secretariat, great voice on strategy with us tonight. And we have the great G.D. Bakshi, the one and only G.D. Bakshi, India's most famous voice on strategic affairs. And we have Victor Gao, who's our pro-China voice, and he's Vice President of the Center for China and Globalization, joining us from Singapore this evening. Mr. Gao, we want to have good relations with China, but you spoil it all the time. You spoil it all the time. You know, I feel so bad, General Bakshi, that we tell the Chinese we work together with you. We are a big country. We are going to go ahead of you economically. We are growing fast. We're the most populous country in the world. We have a purchasing power parity of $17 trillion. $17 trillion purchasing power parity. But you want to just help Pakistan. Is that the identity China wants to have in the world? That it's in the Pakistan lobby? The SCO defense ministers meeting in Qingdao, in my view, was a great opportunity to condemn Pakistan for carrying out a terrorist attack on Indian soil and to stand in solidarity with all countries that are victims of terrorism. You can't have a one-sided and biased approach on this. You see, and you can't link one thing with the other. I think what China underestimated was India's ability to make sure there is no joint statement. I see we saw that, General Bakshi. There's no joint statement eventually. Big opportunity lost. The whole Qingdao meeting has ended without a joint statement. So, Mr. Gao, all of this could have been avoided if we worked together. If we worked together, things could be better.
Yeah, thank you, Anna, for having me. Let me make several points. First of all, don't get me wrong. I'm a fierce promoter and advocate for China-Indian friendship. Having said that, China and Pakistan are ironclad friends, so we stand shoulder to shoulder on many other things. The third point, for the terrorist attack happening in Kashmir, you should not jump the gun to say that Pakistan is the organizer or the orchestrator of that terrorist attack. By saying that, you are jumping the gun. You should do all the investigation, come up with all the evidence, and then we go through the due process to really get the real criminal and the culprits to justice. Now, it is very encouraging that the Indian defense minister made it the way to Qingdao and attended the SCO defense ministers meeting. Now, on the other hand, it is a great pity that the SCO joint communique was blocked by one single country.
It was not blocked.
Now, this is...
It was not blocked. Everybody was with India on this. No country there, nobody was comfortable. See, you must understand that on terrorism, all countries are with India. You should also join us. All the countries there, victims of terrorism in their own way at the SCO. You know, they are with us. That's why it didn't go through.
I'm not advocating anyone jumping the gun to say that certain country is the organizer of a terrorist attack. When you are faced with a terrorist attack, deal with the terrorist attack rather than jumping the gun to accuse another country.
Then in that case, no. But then we must have, one second, then we must have similar standards. Let me push this to Tara and then to General Bakshi. Ms. Tara, Dr. Tara Kartha, in that case, why should we jump the gun on Balochistan? Because China wanted a mention of Balochistan. Balochistan, the free people of Balochistan, 2,700 people killed, murdered, raped, custodial killings, the kind of terrorism inflicted by the Pakistani army. And this is not something that China wants to talk about. China wants to blame India for what's happening in Balochistan without having a shred of proof. In that context, Dr. Kartha, Victor Gao wants to jump the gun. When it comes to India, he wants to jump the gun, it seems. Dr. Kartha.
I think it's very strange because one of the few things which unites SCO, which is a disparate set of countries, which the rationale for which I'm still able to not really understood what brings these countries together. But the one thing that brings them together is terrorism. I mean, each of your exercises in Russia, for example, the last one which you had, is all on counterterrorism. Uzbekistan suffers from, half of Central Asia suffers from terrorism. So what is the problem I fail to get the thing, get the rationale for not supporting India's stand. Terrorism is unacceptable. And if you take what is the proof, I mean, who do you think would do? I mean, this is at some point, this is a little, I'm sorry for laughing, but who do you think would do terrorism in Kashmir? Do you think it would be some country from outside the Indian Ocean? So at least some kind of, change the lines involved, something at least in saying that, look, this is unacceptable. SCO countries must stand together, and that is good for China. And on the Balochistan issue, there is a clear violation of all possible rights for Balochistan. That is not something that anyone can question. It is absolutely on the ground. There have been, some of these people who have been jailed in Balochistan, the Baloch rights activists, have been nominated for peace prizes, worldwide Nobels, etc. So surely it is again in China's interest to say that, look, bring some peace to Balochistan. I mean, you've got a CPEC going on there. Surely it is in your interest to bring peace to Balochistan and say, get their interests on board.
You see, it's very sad. It's very sad. Victor Kao completely understands the point out here. General Bakshi, I keep telling the Chinese, I keep telling Victor that, see, we are big countries. We're big countries. It's mutually beneficial for big countries to work together. But General Bakshi, the Chinese, they just mess it up every time. Rajnath Singh went and said in the SCO meeting that you must talk about the terrorist attack in Pahalgam. The Chinese went to the Pakistanis and said, do we have permission? Do we have your permission to talk about the terrorist attack in Pahalgam? The Pakistanis said, obviously not, because we have carried out the terrorist attack. And the Chinese then went and came and told us we would have liked to mention it, but Pakistan has not given us permission. The sad part in all of this is, General Bakshi, I think China is demeaning itself by being so much part of the Pakistan lobby.
Arnab, the greatest stumbling block in relations between India and China is Pakistan. Way back in 1990, the Chinese had given the design for the bomb to Pakistan.
Yeah.
They had provided enriched uranium for the first 4 or 5 bombs to Pakistan. The first test of the Pakistani bomb was carried out at Loch Non.
Correct.
Right? And thereafter, Arnab, 70% of Pakistan's tanks, artillery, jet fighters, submarines, Pakistan's frigates, missile frigates are all from China. Its jet fighters are all from China, and China now wants to give them the 5th generation fighter, the first 5th generation fighter in South Asia. They are planning to give it to them at 50% concession. Now, Pakistan is a country that has attacked India militarily 5 times. For 40 years, it has been waging asymmetric conflict. If you support Pakistan, you can't do a more hostile act against India. And just think of it, Kao. I ask you to reflect. What has Pakistan to offer to China? Compare it with India. 4th largest economy, heading to be the 3rd. We have so much in common. We are ancient civilizations that go back thousands of years. We predate the European civilization by millenniums. We have had always excellent relations in the past, right? So I don't see why, for the sake of a state that is on the brink of economic collapse, that is facing a civil war, that is riven by factions, why are you risking India-China relations for the sake of posing up with a hostile Pakistan, whose sole raison d'etre of existence is anti-India? They want to get the Americans on board to fight India. When the Americans dump them, they want to go to China to fight with India. You give them the equipment, then you say, why are relations being spoiled between India and China?
No, and they also see the Chinese concern. To be fair to the Chinese, General Bakshi, the Chinese concern is, and I think Victor will accept it, that they have invested a lot of money in this Belt and Road Initiative and things like that, CPEC and all that. and they put the money, and if Balochistan goes up in flames, which, by the way, Victor, it is already in flames and it will, then all their strategic interests are lost. I want to tell you, Victor, with absolute sincerity and complete confidence, that Balochistan is going to break away. And for that, the suffering of the Baluchi people, the fact that thousands of Baluchi women have been raped and killed, the custodial killings are happening and people are protesting the custodial killing of a 24-year-old Baloch Mullah Bakhsh, forcible disappearances, 2,700 civilians suddenly disappear without a trace, people shot point blank. You know, across Balochistan, this is a freedom movement. It's not a freedom movement you can control unless you put your ground forces there. And you would be foolish to put your ground forces in Balochistan. Ordinary people have unfortunately become suicide bombers out of frustration. Highways are closed. Balochistan can never normalize, Victor, unless the Pakistani army moves out. We know the place well. We know the free people of Balochistan. Now, you can't blame India for that. No, you see, listen. The only way for you to defend your economic interests in the Baluch area is to stand with the people of Balochistan. You can't stand with the people of Pakistan or the Pakistani army and expect to have peace in Balochistan. It does not work that way.
Let me make a point.
The British had to leave China. The British had to leave India because they're colonizers.
Let me make a point.
The British left us. The Pakistani army are colonizers of Balochistan. You can't blame us for it. We have nothing to do with it.
Are you finished? Yeah. Okay. Listen to me. First of all, I met with the governor of Balochistan in Islamabad in November 2024. We had a good chat.
He doesn't represent anyone. He's a puppet. No one. He doesn't represent anyone. He's not a governor. He can't go to Balochistan. He lives in Islamabad. You tell me, Victor, he does not live in Balochistan.
Pakistan. Second point.
He doesn't live in Balochistan. He lives in Islamabad.
Don't interrupt me, Arnab. Second point. Don't underestimate the strength and the resilience of Pakistan's sovereignty and integrity, territorial integrity. If India wants to undermine the territorial integrity of Pakistan, India will fail.
No, who is undermining? Pakistan is undermining the territorial integrity of Balochistan. It's not between us, it's between Balochistan, the free people of Balochistan and Pakistan. Why are you getting into it?
Anna, you come here to quarrel with me. You are not listening. Where is your ear? Where are your ears? So, India will serve its own best interest by respecting the sovereignty and territorial integrity of
the Baloch
Pakistan.
people. I agree. We will respect the sovereignty and integrity of the free people of Balochistan.
The so-called independence of Balochistan, you will never get away with that.
It is not our thing. They are going to be independent. How many people said, Victor, listen, how many people said the Chinese will never be free? How many people said, how many people said Hong Kong will remain with UK?
I said that. You will never live to see the independence of Balochistan.
You're not understanding the issue. General Bakshi, please explain to him. Tara, explain to him. It is not our problem. It is not our problem. Baluch are very free, independent people.
You will never see the independence of Balochistan.
Why are you taking sides? Why are you taking sides?
I'm not taking sides. I just respect and protect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of any country in the world.
General Bakshi, please advise him. I'm telling you, you're going to get into a big mess. Big mess.
Gao, the Chinese are great believers in the forces of history. Right? In 1917, we saw the correlation of the forces of history, gravitate towards the freedom of East Pakistan. Please don't forget, Pakistan has already broken once into two countries because it sought to use Islamic jihadi ideology as a glue to hold together very separate ethnicities. Right? And these ethnicities in Bengal broke away in 1971. despite the Americans sending the 7th Fleet. In 1947 itself, the Khan of Kalat, Victor, was the first one to declare independence. He had direct treaty relationship with the British. Pakistan had no locus standi there. Muhammad Ali Jinnah was the lawyer for the Khan of Kalat when he declared independence. And the moment Muhammad Ali Jinnah became the Qaid-e-Azam in Pakistan, he marched in the Pakistan army. It is on a military conquest that Balochistan was taken by force. How long can you keep a people suppressed by force? Could the Japanese suppress the people of China? Could they hold them
I'm so
down?
happy you mentioned history. Both of us need to study history more. But allow me to mention, if you follow your logic, then someone may tell you that India, by your logic, may eventually break up into 7 countries. Do you want to see that happen?
No, the thing is, it may be your wish, I'll tell you. It may be your wish, but I'll tell you one. I'll tell you one thing. See, please understand. Please understand. Please, I request you to understand not to meddle into the internal affairs of Balochistan. You have no right to interfere in the internal affairs of Balochistan. They're a free people. And by the way, why do you want to? You have invested money with Pakistan, but why make it part of the SCO agenda? Why bring in your economic interests into the SCO agenda? There's a multilateral forum. We have Russia, Kazakhstan, Belarus, other countries. That's your problem. Your problems are not the world's problems, or SCO problems.
The raison d'etre of SCO is to fight against the terrorism of all shapes and forms and colors.
But what about the terrorism of the Lashkar-e-Toiba? What about the terrorism of the Jaish-e-Mohammed? What about the terrorism that killed 27 people in Pahalgam, Victor? Don't be a hypocrite. You're nailed today.
The loudness of your voice doesn't not mean you are reasonable.
Well, what do you feel about the Lashkar-e-Toiba?
Calm down as an
Why are you? I'm very calm, yaar. I'm very calm. Why have you blocked the UN Security Council resolution on the Lashkar-e-Toiba? Why have you blocked the UN Security Council resolution on Lashkar-e-Toiba? Are they aligned to you? Aren't you ashamed that you're supporting terrorist groups openly nowadays? Is this what China exists as a country to do? You want to support terrorism.
China as a sovereign country has full right to decide whatever it wants to decide. And you just listen.
Yeah, so
you have no reason
GD Bakshi
nation.
Anyway.
Victor Gao, the Chinese are a very pragmatic people. May I, in all sincerity, advise that it would be in your interest to make an outreach to the people of Balochistan.
Yes, well said.
Safeguard your investment. You must safeguard your massive investments that you have made in the region. You see, and to safeguard your interests, it would be better for you to also make an outreach to the Baloch people who ultimately own the resources of Balochistan. They have unfortunately been treated like a colony, exploited, their minerals taken away, their gas taken away, sold. Not a penny has been given to them. No development has been done. Your people are there in Balochistan. How much development have you seen there? Any development worth the name. People are picked up Gao from the streets. They are tortured and then dropped from helicopters in their home villages and towns, their bodies.
Very bad.
How long can this
Victor,
go on?
please change your ways. I'm telling you, it's good for China. We can work together in the long term in our mutual interest then.
Thank you for mentioning it. But China will respect Pakistan as any other member of the United Nations, respecting its full sovereignty.
Yeah,
and
but you know, you are becoming, you are being used by the Pakistanis. You are being used by the Pakistanis. You are not going to end up very badly, Victor. On this, I disagree with you. Please support the free people of Balochistan. I wish we could have worked together. I thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the US Embassy in India put out a reminder, rather a warning, asking all visa applicants from India to compulsorily list all social media usernames and handles on every platform that the individual may have held in the last 5 years. The consequence of omitting social media handles his outright denial of an American visa and ineligibility for future visas. Now, my question is, if the US imposes such strong visa requirements on screening social media accounts of visa applicants, should we not do the same for them? Let's impose reciprocity there, which means there's the woke left-lib person who abuses India all the time and is applying for a visa to India. The person should be denied. I think that should be the case. Under every category, such a person should not be given a visa. Let's debate.
The US Embassy in India has issued new guidelines for visa applicants. List all your social media accounts or risk visa denial. Under Trump 2.0, United States has been keeping a close watch on the immigrants.
We have implemented a vigorous new visa policy that will prevent foreign nationals from coming to the United States to foment hatred against our Jewish community. We are holding international organizations and nations accountable for rhetoric against Israel that resurfaces in the manifesto of monsters.
Anti-government protests on US campuses have been a major trigger behind this changed stance.
If you apply for a visa to enter the United States and be a student, and you tell us that the reason why you're coming to the United States is not just because you want to write op-eds, but because you want to participate in movements that are involved in doing things like vandalizing universities, harassing students, taking over buildings, creating a ruckus, we're not going to give you a visa.
Republic asked Ministry of External Affairs whether India will bring in a reciprocal policy.
On the guidelines that has been issued by the US Embassy with regards to visa applicants, as in their social media handles will be they will be kept in check. So is India going to do something of the same sort, or is it required that we bring in something similar to that or reciprocal to visa applicants here in India?
On the guidelines regarding visa issues, yes. You see, visa matters, immigration matters are matters which pertain to sovereign functions of any country. But having said that, we have seen the guidelines issued by the US side, the US Embassy here, US government, regarding providing details of social media identifiers in visa applications. But it is our belief that all visa applications of Indian nationals should be treated on the basis of merit, and we remain engaged with the US side on all mobility issues and consular issues to ensure that the legitimate interests of Indian nationals are safeguarded.
While the United States under Trump is taking serious measures, why shouldn't India also filter anti-India elements before allowing visa to them? Should India too adopt social media checks for granting visas?
Karthikeya Tanna, I want to go to you first because you're an immigration attorney and a political commentator. You think we can impose the same thing because all these wokes want to come to India, to abuse Modi, to abuse the Modi government, support Pakistan and do it openly here in the name of academia and various other, guises. Can we also block them?
Yes, absolutely, because visa issuance, remember, is a privilege and not a right. And a significant factor in the issuance of visas, whether in the United States or in India, is the foreign policy and national interests of the United States. I mean, for example, US has long barred people who have had membership in the Communist Party or any totalitarian party. And that's been a question on every immigration application since 1950s. So obviously, if it is India's national interest not to allow people who, either profess certain kind of views or have belonged to certain organizations which are antithetical to India's interests, absolutely India has the right as a sovereign country to place restrictions. But by the way, Arnab, as an immigration attorney, I should mention this disclosure of social media accounts is not a new phenomenon. It has been there since the first Trump administration. And by the way, on forms, and Biden administration did not remove that either. What has changed, of course, is that they're going to use that information to also check if there's anti-Semitism and other things that are again.
Yeah. We also want to check whether someone coming to India is anti-Hindu. if there are people coming to India who are anti-Hindu, right, who talk about, Brahminical oppression, try to oppose, Hinduism in every form. We had that former Twitter guy, didn't we, Kapil, who came to India and then stood with some loser journalists. I don't know if they were on their payrolls. So we should have allowed.
I think Jack Dorsey was just clueless. He didn't have an idea what he was holding.
Yeah, but I'm saying, why should we be so generous to people who abuse us? We'll also stop them.
Allow me to make my
point. Absolutely. And for example, India...
Or maybe if Rahul Gandhi goes to the US and meets Ilhan Omar, maybe we should stop him from re-entering the country till he explains why he met Ilhan Omar.
Arnab, we all know your obsession about Rahul Gandhi.
Or you go to China and sign an agreement with China. You can't come back without explaining what you signed. No, we need to find out the social media policy of everyone entering our country.
Arnab, it's an important issue. Let's talk sensibly and allow me to make my point. You're trying to mix two issues here. I agree with you to an extent that it is the prerogative of the government to ensure that no individual or part of any organization who has interest against the interest of our nation should not be allowed here. There cannot be any doubt about it. That should be the policy.
Yeah, on that just one point. Natasha Kaul, who testified against India. Natasha Kaul, who testified against India on Kashmir before a US congressional panel, cannot be allowed to enter the country or have an OCI card.
Arnab, now what you are basically trying to say is...
I'm not trying to say, I'm saying it.
Someone is against our nation or not basis their social media post. Not tomorrow.
Yeah, how else do you want me to figure? You want me to do a narco test?
I think if this is the mechanism that you will need to use to judge...
No, I'm fine. I'll do a narco test, but then you'll say I'm against human rights.
Then we have a WhatsApp misinformation university. This would be a WhatsApp intelligence agency, which will work on this.
Serious baat karo. You are down on the floor and crying right now. You're not being able to debate with me tonight.
Figment of their own imagination. What I am trying to say here is that if this is the basis on which you will decide someone gets the visa or not, then I say this with a sense of responsibility that this would be an intelligence run by a WhatsApp university fiddled with misinformation.
Okay.
You will, of course, you will have...
Okay, thank you. 1 minute. Kapil.
Whether someone gets visa or someone doesn't get visa, but if basis that tomorrow you will say you post few LinkedIn or social media Twitter posts to praise a particular country to get a visa, that's how your intelligence will work.
Okay, Kapil, now have you completed? I mean, do you need to speak so long to make a point?
No,
I understood.
The point is, Arnab, the point is...
Be smart. You're a smart guy. You complete your point quickly like me.
It's absolutely stupidity. If someone has introduced a stupid regulation, it's not necessary for us to, fall in that, stupidity. And of course, let me also tell you, there are constitutional safeguards. We have,
our constitutional safeguard, my foot.
Of course, yes.
My foot.
You go and read judgments. In fact, there is a constitution judgment in your name, which has been quoted everywhere. Which
my
is a
name?
landmark. I am saying
my
your
name?
Judgment, people.
My name? Why dragging me into this?
No, I am saying because in fact, I wanted to quote a judgment. Because your judgment, your name is being now, helped.
That's all right. You people have put me in jail so many times. I'm on every judgment. Every time I get bail, there's a judgment in my name. That's all right. Now listen to me.
Arnab.
My serious note, I want to get an Abhijit and Pula Rao. See, just give me a moment. See, by the way, I'll just complete. Abhijit, all of this said by Kapil Madan, the man who said that the US was good in denying Narendra Modi a visa, despite the fact that the Supreme Court cleared him in every case. Says the man who said India's Prime Minister, then Chief Minister of Gujarat, very good, he was denied a visa. Says the man, tomorrow Kapil Madan will say Khalistani sympathizers should get a visa. Tomorrow he will say the people from the Babbar Khalsa and God knows what else, will get a visa. No, you will say that. You're woke. You're a woke man, and Abhijit will take you out and tear apart your wokeness. Abhijit!
There are two issues here. The first is Mr. Madan doesn't seem to know the difference between WhatsApp, Twitter, and Facebook. Okay, WhatsApp can be anything. Twitter and Facebook, you only put up what you want. There are extremely good forensic tools out in public where you can go back to somebody's earliest posts, replies, and things like that, and very clearly tell what this particular person's inclinations are, who he has supported, etc., etc. So, you know, I don't know if he owns a smartphone or anything. He may not be up to date on modern technology, but he should really get up to date on modern technology. That's number one. Number two, the problem with the Indian visa system, where we absolutely should be checking people's Twitter and Facebook accounts, LinkedIn, all of that, is the biggest issue there is zero accountability. You know, our visa section in Canada, for example, is known to take money from Khalistanis and pass it up the chain and give people visas. There are people that IB and RAW have blacklisted in Pakistan, where the successive ambassadors to Pakistan have overruled and given visas to come for Aman Ki Tamasha and nonsense like that. First of all, we should not have any visa officers abroad. It all needs to be a blind process, centralized in India.
Centralized, exactly.
By ambassadors. And absolutely, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all of these need to be scrutinized. If somebody comes into India and turns out to be, a Pakistan sympathizer, or like this fellow Zoran Mamdani, a full-blown jihadist, what needs to happen is the visa officer who gave the visa needs to face serious career consequences.
It's a deterrent. You see, the example from Pulla first. Pulla, then I'll come to you. Pulla has not spoken. Now, the fact is, Pulla, we need to learn from history. David Coleman Headley entered India, American national, clean passport, set up for 2611. You see, why should we be the liberal guys? Come abuse me, come to my country, do business.
One thing I'm really surprised.
What?
This is a Me Too situation. You're copying. If the US government did not bring this in, that means the Indian government also would not bring it in. Where is the initiative? Where are the ideas in this government?
What kind of argument is that? If they are doing a good thing, I support them.
They should have done this long ago. One more point. You know, you get 1,000 guys coming through the airport. There are 5 lakhs jumping over the borders from Nepal and Bangladesh. They have a free run. You should have a uniform policy. I would like to say, if you want security in this country, there are no two issues about it. Security. Then it should be comprehensive, very holistic. You just simply can't say, you apply to the embassy and now I go through. You can just go to Nepal and come by bus. Nobody stops you. You can jump over from Bangladesh easily. Where is this?
But through social media, you can find out a lot. Through social media, you can find out whether the person has been a member of ISIS.
Okay. Does a Rohingya have social media from Rakhi?
Yeah, if a Rohingya has links, I can find out. I can find out a lot from the social media fingerprint.
One small issue.
I can.
One small issue.
Oh, so you want to...
5 crore bogus Aadhaar cards. Has government done anything about it?
Karthik.
Now something very fanciful comes out and we all clamor. I'm not saying this is bad.
You're confusing
we need
issues.
Security.
One is an additional layer of checks. You are talking about refining the system. This is talking about adding an additional layer of checks in the system. You're comparing apples and oranges. Where is the comparison? So the police doesn't work properly, so you want to abolish the police.
How many people, Mr. Iyer, come through the airports? Very few, maybe 0.01%. The others just walk in. What I'm trying to say is, why has the government slept through these 11 years? I wish somebody would answer.
Your answer should be set up electrified border fences all over.
Yes.
Not reduce vigilance. Not reduce vigilance at that 1% who come in through airports, right?
No, I don't say that. You have vigilance. It should not be that you guard the front door and the back door and the guys loot through the back door. You grab the front door. You have full security and the back door is open. That's what they're doing.
There are 12 million people who came through the US southern border.
No, but he's not denying. 1 minute, Karthik. He's not denying that Trump is doing a good thing, because look at it from an American perspective, right? Some jihadist or person with a jihadi mindset comes into America, takes the advantages of American democracy to weaken it from within. Similarly, some jihadist or a woke or an anti-India person enters India, uses Indian democracy to weaken it from within. We should allow it. I mean, you're a fine one. Karthik, I don't know. I think Kapil and Pulla have lost this one. I think they've lost this one. Karthik to Kapil. Karthik and Kapil. Karthik. Windows, Karthik.
On the point that Kapil mentioned about your case, Arnab, you're an Indian national. What we are discussing about is foreign nationals whose entry into India is a matter of privilege and not a right. Arnab, so obviously freedom of speech and expression does apply to you. But when it comes to actual visa issuance, whether or not to approve, whether or not to even issue in the first place, or whether or not to revoke. For example, for OCI, well before all this controversy erupted, for OCI, we have restrictions. They cannot come here and do missionary, tablighi activities, mountaineering activities, or even journalistic activities for that matter. And it's for good reason. So I think India has the sovereign right to identify what issues arise from foreign nationals coming in and what ruckus they create and what issues they create, and then thereby set policy and change it from time to time, evolve it from time to time, in order to make sure that, while we have the wokes in India, while we have the, Jaichans in India, we don't want any more to enter from, across the border or even outside India. Like, why shouldn't India be allowed to do that? We have enough Jaichans in our own country. And we have our hands full dealing with them, so we can obviously restrict entry of those other people who want to essentially weaken India from within. Arnab, so I agree with you.
I think Ilan Omar should not be allowed into India. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think, Kapil?
Border with Canada and Mexico, 4,000 or 5,000
Kapil will want Ilan Omar to come here.
No, I'm sorry, Arnab. I will not make any comment on any individual.
Why won't you? I'm not talking about an imaginary individual.
That's the prerogative.
I'm talking about your Rahul Gandhi's best friend.
Now, if someone is critical of you, Arnab, that's your prerogative. That's the test. That's exactly I wanted to highlight. But allow me to first respond to Mr. Mitra. Mr. Mitra said that, WhatsApp is different, Twitter is different. And he was just telling me that I'm not updated. WhatsApp also has a feature wherein you can have a channel where you can disseminate information to public at large, which can be accessed by everyone. Perhaps he's not aware, but it's not. Mr. Mitra is not relevant for the debate. I think our subject is more relevant. I just wanted to, correct him where he was wrong. Now allow me to make my point here. Again, I would say, whatever you are saying, I am with you. There should not be any person who is against our nation. He should not be given entry here. But I think the mode and manner through which you want to use this and apply is nonsensical. Only on the basis if you think someone makes his social media post from private to public, that should be the basis on which you will decide someone is against our nation or someone is not against our nation.
It's not a social media post. It's a starting. My point is,
let me tell you.
Talking about things you have not even read. Have you even read the basic research that the public is
the person who heads
this is misinformation.
Immigration office. That's the basis
Abhijit,
which you want to decide.
Abhijit Lada.
This is an additional check. That isn't the sole basis of making the assessment.
Exactly.
There is a whole bunch of things. This is an additional layer of assessment. Your WhatsApp is your personal number. Notice even in the American notification, they do not include your WhatsApp.
That's why what happens, half knowledge is always very dangerous. Go and check. Now you have a feature where you can have your public channel by way of WhatsApp.
Oh God, this man thinks he's made a discovery of WhatsApp channel.
American notification does not ask for your WhatsApp. Do you understand that? Do you speak English, Mr. Madan? I'm speaking in English.
You are expert in technology. You are also expert in international law. So it's not
10 seconds.
No, Karthik, please. Last word to Karthik.
Give me 10 seconds.
It's not about the technology.
Give me 10 seconds.
It's about the
Kapil, by the way, in the visa application form, it's not just social media accounts, it's also all phone numbers you have used in the last 5 years. So if the US wants, they can access those so-called public WhatsApp channels. End of debate. Why are we debating on what WhatsApp can do and what WhatsApp cannot? The phone numbers are also to be included in the form. And since 2018.
I think you've not. All I'm trying to now let's assume a situation where a person posts positively about India, but technically he is someone who is working against the interest of our nation. Would you use social media posts to determine whether he should be given entry or not? That's your intelligence work. No, you have immigration department.
Okay, now I think that is, as has been said, social media is not the only. Social media is not the. Yeah, he said it before, and social media is not the only sliver. There are several slivers. Social media is an important one. If you have nothing to hide, why agitate? At 9 o'clock this evening, thank you for that, at 9 o'clock this evening, why I believe it's time for a total boycott of Pakistanis and why I think Diljit Dosanjh, facing a boycott call, deserves no sympathy.
Two technologies.
Endless possibilities.
Grand Vitara strong hybrid. All grip select driven by tech.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar and I'm here to tell you that also gives me the license to guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management.
देगी मिर्च का तड़का अंग अंग फड़का
MDH की देगी मिर्च. Where the software engineer meets the gifted content writer, meets the cool UI UX designer, meets the talented photographer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल. ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े. क्या निराला MDH मसाला.
The city of Khan Yunis. This is the European hospital right behind me. The European hospital in Khan Yunis. You can see the very big hole in the ground right in front of it. This is the entrance we opened for a very big command and control compound, Hamas command and control compound. Yet this is another example of the cynical use of Hamas using civilians as human shields, using civilian infrastructure, hospitals, again and again, we find those infrastructures. We found underneath the hospital, right under the emergency room, a compound of few rooms. In one of them, we found, we killed Mohammed Sinwar. In approved now. He was the brother of Yahya Sinwar, the previous leader of this murderous and terror organization Hamas.
Palestine Square. You can see behind me the community college. You can see there the Alpha.
Two technologies.
Endless possibilities.
Grand Vitara strong hybrid. All grip select driven by tech.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar and I'm here to tell you that also gives me the license to guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management.
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer, meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ. डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड भी, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा. अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ. सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम. रहो बेफिक्र.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड.
पहाड़ों में हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध. MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा.
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer, meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
behind me, the European hospital in Khan Yunis. You can see the very big hole in the ground right in front of it. This is the entrance.
Two technologies.
Endless possibilities.
Grand Vitara Strong Hybrid. All grip select driven by tech.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. And there's this fellow, he's a singer, actor of some kind, Diljit Dosanjh. Now he's acted in a movie apparently produced by someone in Canada, a Canadian production house. And he's acted in the movie with a Pakistani actress. And this particular Pakistani actress, ladies and gentlemen, her name is what's her name? Her name is Hania Amir or something like that. She's the Pakistani lead actress opposite Diljit Dosanjh. And this Hania Amir is very abusive towards the people of India, the Indian army. She was absolutely abusive of India, called the Indian army and Indians cowardly when we carried out Operation Sindoor. But the problem is that for Diljit Dosanjh, this is not a big deal. You see, Diljit Dosanjh is this Bollywood type. Now suddenly wants to be friendly with everyone. Same Aman Ki Asha philosophy. He says, what's the big deal if I'm acting with a Pakistani? Things were okay between India and Pakistan earlier when the movie was being shot. Now, Diljit Dosanjh, either you know nothing about geopolitics or India-Pakistan relations. When were things ever okay between India and Pakistan? My question is, why do people in Bollywood have to act with Pakistanis? In a country of 1.4 billion people, you can't find a single Indian to act with. You have to act with the Pakistani and then you have to defend it. As a result, all the big Bollywood groups are now coming together and saying that all Pakistanis should be banned, this film should be banned, and any production in India, and I support it completely, any film, television, OTT production in India with any iota of Pakistani involvement should be banned. So apparently this film, it's called Sardaji 3. It will be, of course, released in Pakistan tomorrow. So Diljit Dosanjh, getting a lot of support in Pakistan, but a lot of criticism here in India because he's acting opposite a person called Hania Amir. And Diljit Dosanjh said, producers ka bahut paisa laga hua hai. How much money has been invested, Mr. Diljit Dosanjh? 100 crore, 200 crore? Is that the price of national interest, nationalism? What is Diljit Dosanjh's own stake in the movie? Has he invested money into it? If so, how much? Is that more than the cost of the lives lost in the Pahalgam massacre? The problem with these people, these film types, these actor types, film director types, they talk about the investment in a movie, the profit of a movie. Is that more than the 26 lives lost in Pahalgam? Is that more than the dreams of a newly married woman, Diljit Dosanjh, whose husband was killed right in front of her during their honeymoon? Is that more than the life of a civilian whose children will never be able to see him again? Is that more, Diljit Dosanjh, than 166 people killed during 26/11? Is that more than the 13 lives lost in Poonch or the 40 CRPF jawans martyred in Pulwama? Tell me, Diljit Dosanjh, if you can. But for God's sake, don't do this Karan Johar act in front of me. I don't know. We are creative people. Rubbish. You're creative people, but you're creative people in this country. This is the country that's given you a lot. India deserves accountability. What does this pehle situation acha tha mean? Things have never been right between India and Pakistan. Pakistani actors should never have been entertained after the Pulwama attack. Pakistani actor Fawad Khan was reportedly paid crores for a film now unlikely to release in India. That money, taxed in Pakistan, doesn't just boost his bank account. It helps fund the very state machinery that sends bullets across our borders. And these Pakistani actors, they are not neutral. They don't say we are creative. They abuse us. This whole Bollywood circuit should realize. I don't know which la-la land they live in. These people have a real problem, these Bollywood types. By the way, I want to remind you viewers, never forget that during Operation Sindoor, this Bollywood industry had finger on its lips. Hardly a statement. Everybody went quiet underground. It was a near COVID environment they had created, where they should not speak, should not come out, should not be heard. Do you think we don't notice this? This is the same person, this Hania Amir, who calls Operation Sindoor cowardly. Ladies and gentlemen, Diljit Dosanjh must realize we watch everything that he says, everything that he says. When he went to the Met Gala, apparently he said, I was thinking of wearing a cape with a map of Punjab. Well, you're talking about getting Punjab along, why not say India? Where is India? Does Neeraj Chopra say that he's winning Olympic medals for Haryana? Does Mary Kom say she's winning boxing championships for Manipur? When Shankar Mahadevan won the Grammy, he said, I really felt proud to represent India musically. Shankar Mahadevan did not mention Maharashtra. So you see this, I don't understand this logic. I just do not understand this logic. I think it's disrespectful. But more than Diljit Dosanjh, I mean, I don't know who he is. It's, all the bigger Bollywood guys, all the bigger Bollywood directors and actors and all these people who pretend to be apolitical, they are not apolitical. Let me remind you, sometimes after taking money, sometimes without taking money, they have campaigned for the Congress all the time. In fact, some of the biggest ones in Bollywood who've suddenly gone completely quiet now have fought elections for the Congress party and become members of parliament. That time they were political. Now they are apolitical. When it comes to national interest, speaking up for the Indian army, they are apolitical. That's why I believe Bollywood has a problem. I have a problem with Bollywood. I'm sure Bollywood has a problem with me. I don't care. It's a free country. We can have our say, can't we? But one thing I cannot accept, and one thing you must not accept, is any presence of Pakistan, Pakistani/Pakistani associate, Pakistani expatriate, immigrant, business, money, anything in Bollywood. By Bollywood, I mean Bollywood, tele-industry, OTTs, anyone. It's time to stop that. It's time to declare. It's time to be clear which side you're on. It's time. Let's debate.
ਸਾਡੀ ਮੈਡਮ ਪੈਰਾਸਾਈਕੋਲੋਜਿਸਟ ਆ ਤੇ ਬਿੱਲੀ ਇਨੀ ਛੇਤੀ ਕਬੂਤਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਫੜਦੀ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਛੇਤੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਮੈਡਮ ਭੂਤ ਫੜਦੀ ਏ
So beautiful, so elegant, just looking like a wow.
Diljit Dosanjh, the Punjabi singer and actor, is at the center of a heated controversy. The controversy is surrounding Diljit Dosanjh's upcoming film Sardar Ji 3.
Obviously, Chudela वास्ते.
मतलब चुड़ैला तेनू मेरे नालों ज्यादा प्यारियां ने?
Diljit faces backlash for collaborating with Pakistani actress Hania Amir. The film's trailer release sparked outrage among Indians who expressed disappointment over Diljit's choice, especially given the current tensions between India and Pakistan. The Federation of Western India Cine Employees even demanded a ban on the film and threatened to boycott Diljit's projects, accusing him of hurting Indian sentiments.
सरदार जी 3 मूवी, दिलजीत सिंह इसमें, दिलजीत दोसांझ इसमें प्रोड्यूसर है, साथ ही एक्टर और सिंगर है. उनका कहना है कि हमारा बहुत पैसे का लॉस हो जाएगा. एक तरफ भारत पूरी नदियों का पानी रोक रहा था, सब जगह बड़े बड़े ठोस कदम उठा रहे थे. पूरी 140 करोड़ की जनता के साथ विपक्ष, सरकार, हर पब्लिक आज सरकार के साथ खड़ी थी. लेकिन भारत में जो पहला व्यक्ति है जो भारत के खिलाफ में जा रहा है, दिलजीत, इसलिए हमने पूरा प्रतिबंध किया है. पूरे भारतीय फिल्म इंडस्ट्री से, बॉलीवुड से लेके पूरे भारतीय फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में इसे बॉयकॉट कर दिया, उसे प्रतिबंध लगा दिया. भविष्य में कोई भी इनके साथ ना काम करेगा, ना कोई इनको काम देगा. इनके कोई भी भारत में लाइव कॉन्सर्ट इनका होने ना दे, प्रतिबंध लगा दिया जाए, भारत सरकार होने ना दे. इनके सारे सोशल मीडिया अकाउंट जो भारत में, सभी पर प्रतिबंध लगा दिया जाए.
This Pakistani actor, Hania Amir, featuring in an Indian movie, is the same person who expressed her anger when India conducted Operation Sindoor on May 7th, hitting terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The actress took to her Instagram stories and penned a long note which called Operation Sindoor cowardly. Singer-actor Diljit Dosanjh addressed the backlash to his upcoming film Sardarji 3. In an interview to foreign media, Diljit said the shooting for the movie was completed in February before the Pahalgam terror attack, and political tensions between India and Pakistan aggravated. He added that several major incidents occurred after the shoot, which were completely beyond the filmmaker's control. He said that now Sardarji 3 will only release overseas. But the question is this enough? Not everyone is willing to let it go. Mika Singh has taken to Instagram urging Diljit to apologize. Diljit Dosanjh has been promoting his movie with the Pakistani actor overseas even if the release has been banned in India. Earlier as well, in the wake of the Pahalgam attack, the movie Abir Gulal starring Pakistani actor Fawad Khan was not released in India. Is film collaboration about nation?
Ashok Pandit is on one side, he's chief advisor of the Federation of Western India Senior Employees, is on a war path tonight. Sohail Seth, brand guru, managing partner councilage, is also on that side tonight with Ashok Pandit. Vindu Dara Singh is a popular Bollywood and Punjabi actor, live from Mumbai tonight. And Shoaib Hussain Chaudhary is a film and TV producer, live from Mumbai tonight, always pro-Bollywood. Ashok Pandit now, my view is clear. You know, you want to be popular in Pakistan, choose Pakistan. You want to be popular in India, choose India. You can't play both sides right now. Right? So Diljit has also got to decide. He says things were okay earlier, they got bad now, why are you pulling me into this? Ashok Pandit.
Good evening, Arnab.
Louder.
Arnab, in the year 2019, the Federation wrote a letter issued a notice to Diljit for performing with Pakistani promoter called Rehan Siddiqui, who was a Pakistani nationalist, and he was performing his shows. So we told him and issued a non-cooperation notice to him in 2019. Why I'm saying this 2019? Because his activities has been always pro-Pakistani. He has never called himself as an Indian, because he, as you rightly said in your introduction, that when anybody wins anything anywhere or applauds, he talks about India. He says, I'm an Indian, which Diljit has never said. So his entire character has been always under doubts. Now, the reason what he and his producers, who are also not Indians, nobody carries Indian passport, they are all Canadian passport holders. They say that we have made this film before Pahalgam attack. Now, one cannot believe that a country which is a terror nation, which is a known terrorist country, who has been a blot on us from last 35 years, this country has been attacking us. They have killed so many people in this country. They have massacred people. It's not only Pahalgam attack. It's Pulwama, it's Uri, as you rightly said, Mumbai attack, so many attacks. So this country has been a biggest enemy of our country, and it's a terror nation. So when I want to make a film, I will never think when India has been our federation has been always against Pakistanis. We have been issuing notices. We have been fighting against it. So when you cast a film, when the producer is equally responsible for this, not only Diljit. When you cast a Pakistani knowing that this country is a terror nation, and you say you are an Indian, you are working with a country which is responsible for our killings and rapes and everything in our country. So this man has to be on a notice period. He is shooting recently in very soon in NDA. So today Federation has written a letter to the Prime Minister and to the Home Minister and to the Defence Minister that he should not be allowed to enter NDA to shoot because
he is entering the National Defence Academy to shoot. Does he have permission to shoot in the National Defence Academy?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be supporting a Pakistani actress and act with one who abuses the Indian Army and calls Operation Sindoor cowardly, and then you walk into the National Defence Academy to carry out a shoot, I mean, this is impossible. I'm sure the NDA and the Indian Army will pull back their permission to Diljit Dosanjh if they have the slightest of respect for the institution, which I'm sure they do. This matter should be brought. We should ask the army whether this permission will be given and whether Diljit Dosanjh will try and worm his way. And I do not think there should be any officer of the Indian Army who should meet him. He should be boycotted. And the gates of the National Defence Academy cannot be open to Diljit Dosanjh unless he completely distances himself from this film. He can't keep being an apologist for the wrong cause and get away with it. I can't believe it. Are you sure? Are you sure they're shooting in NDA? Is NDA a place to shoot?
Yeah, no,
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yes, they're shooting border 2 there. They're shooting border 2 there. They're shooting border 2 there. Now see, the other very important thing, Arnab, is that
army officer.
He has heard what this heroine of his has been abusing this country on Operation Sindoor also. Not one word of condemnation has come from this man. He has not condemned this act of his heroine. He should have condemned.
Why is that? Tell me one thing. Tell me one thing.
Why is he not?
Tell me one thing. I put that to Vindu. Vindu, tell me how is it? How is it my question? How is it that
this is a problem, Arnab?
No, 1 minute. Vindu, don't tell me the problem. How is it that Pakistani actors stand up for their country, but our actors and our Bollywood doesn't open their mouth? Are they that shameless? Or they're playing safe? They want an audience in Pakistan. वहाँ पे भी पैसे बनते हैं.
For the country and
जहाँ से भी पैसे बने ठीक है.
No.
This is the problem. Or do they have some romantic association with Pakistan?
It is not. No. You have to understand, in every Hindi movie, Pakistan is our main villain. We have them as a villain. Every movie, Pakistanis are villains, and for Pakistanis, I think Indians are villains. That's how the movies work. But the Punjabi people have been casting these Pakistani actors and making Punjabi movies so that the
Punjabis are Indians. Yeah, what are you saying? Why are you making a distinction? Punjabi, Bengali, Kannada. What is that?
Yeah. But Pakistanis.
I'm Punjabi.
The thing is that Pakistanis and Americans. Yeah, I am Punjabi too. I'm a Sikh. But Punjab, Pakistan and abroad, they are all living in like a communal harmony. But what's happening in our country is very bad. So we are all very, very upset with Pakistan. And the Punjabi movie people have been taking these comedians for a long time now. And one idiot called Iftikhar spoke so badly that it's obvious that no Indian producer must ever cast a Pakistani again. Now this movie was already made. It's going to release. But Diljit Dosanjh, I've worked with him from his first movie.
How can it release in India now? You want a movie? I'm sorry, Vindu.
No, it can't
This is the problem with you.
Release.
This is the problem with you Bollywood types.
No, it should never release in India.
You Bollywood types.
No.
You all place your business first.
No.
Why did you Bollywood types not speak during Operation Sindoor?
I need to comment.
Why did you keep quiet during Operation Sindoor?
I spoke a lot.
Arnab, look at his arrogance. Arnab, look at his arrogance. He says, okay, fine, my film doesn't release in India, but I'm going to release my film in Pakistan. He has told you on your face that fine, it's not released in India, I will release all over the world, including Pakistan. So for him, it doesn't make any difference whether the film is releasing in India or not. The producers themselves have said, okay, fine, we will release outside.
No, a movie with a Pakistani actress is unacceptable. I don't know whether any Pakistani is still working in Bollywood.
Not really, yeah.
No,
they should never work again, ever. That's my point. Never, ever.
They are not.
In a great departure.
I guess I need to come in.
1 minute, yeah, you come in later. Arnab,
No, 1 minute, you wait,
in a
Shoaib.
rare-
I'll get you after Sohail. Shoaib, just wait. Shoaib, after Sohail, please.
1 minute.
After Sohail, please. Thank you.
In a rare departure, I have to deflect from the story today. I watched your opening. I watched your introduction. I'm telling you, as someone who's older than you, who has seen you grow, you would make a brilliant actor. My advice to our friend Mr. Pandit is, and this I'm saying seriously, you have great skills. Forget everyone else. I don't know why you're only being on television. You should actually seriously take up acting. I swear I mean this very seriously. Now let's come to the real issue. I think we in India are far more forgiving, far more tolerant, and we wish to pretend to be these so-called liberals. Oh, bhai, everything is fine. Come, this whole Mahatma Gandhi thing of offering the other cheek is now coming to bite us. You know, anyone walks in, they abuse us, we say, nahi, theek hai ji, ab kar diya, kya karenge? The hypocrisy is unbearable. Let me tell you, Arnab, you know this strategically. The best punishment in the world is not slapping someone. It's actually taking away their income or their money. The problem here is we allow the Diljit Dosanjhs. I've never heard his music. I don't even know what singing he does or whatever the hell he does. But his concerts are apparently full. I just researched. He sells tickets for 30,000, 40,000 rupees. Who's paying? We. So we are the duffers. We are the jokers in the pack. We go to Diljit's concerts. We love the music. These guys love the music, whoever the hell goes there. And everything is kosher. Now for Ashok Pandit, and rightly so, he has his heart in the right place. 2019, we've given you a notice. Your notice is as effective as a non-functional traffic light in Mumbai. Do you think he cares? He doesn't care. Your film industry, Ashok, as you have often said, is the most divided house. So why blame Diljit? To quote William Shakespeare and Julius Caesar, the fault lies in ourselves, not in our stars, that we are duffers. I just paraphrase that. So what Arnab Goswami today is highlighting is not Diljit Dosanjh's stupidity or his anti-national stance. What he's actually highlighting is how forgiving, how stupid, how at times unknowingly we support people who pursue and peruse enemy causes. So don't blame Diljit. It's we who flock to the theatres. It's we who want to see whoever those film actors are. He mentioned Iftikhar, I don't even know who he is. It's we who go to his concerts. We are the ones spending the money. आप नोटिस के ऊपर नोटिस देते जाओ, घंटा होगा नोटिस का. वो नोटिस की परवाह करेगा नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि आपकी इंडस्ट्री भी डिवाइडेड है. Now my point is, as Arnab said, either we take a stand which the government must endorse through the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting.
Correct.
Where we say
the Ministry of Information
Pakistani
and Broadcasting and the government of India needs to make it stand clear on this issue.
Correct. Pakistani nationals will not be allowed to come to India to shoot, to record, to sing, to dance, to do whatever the hell. Once you make that a law, then no one can say that, oh, bhai, India is intolerant, India is unforgiving. My advice is always have a solution for a problem, not a problem for a solution.
Yeah, but here's one point here today, Sohail, to your very fantastic points out there. You see, this movie is helping to push an anti-India narrative in Pakistan. And I don't understand these Bollywood types which, they're ostriches, putting their head in the sand, इनको पता ही नहीं दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है, हम artist हैं. As if Sushant Singh Rajput was not an artist. At that time, they all stayed shut about him. They all kept quiet about him. Now, Sardar G3 is being used in Pakistan to mock India and push an anti-India sentiment. There's a Pakistani presenter, Nadia Khan, she bragged, and I quote, "Do whatever you want. All the producers are Sikh, darte kisi se nahi hai," excellent, unquote. And on Hania Amir's inclusion, she said, quote, "Everyone thought she was removed, but she's everywhere in the trailer. Diljit is their biggest star and the whole country is behind him." This is not cinema. This is cross-border propaganda. This is cross-border propaganda wearing a cultural mask. And these Bollywood types, even if they are pretending to be illiterate, can't get away now. I want to ask tonight, why should it not matter to me, Sohail? 1 minute. Why should it not? I want to know, did Diljit Dosanjh speak up against the Pakistani terrorists, against the Pakistani army, against the ISI, against Lashkar-e-Toiba, or was he worried about his business in Pakistan? Why should I not ask that question?
You should. I'm saying, Arnab, they are only worried about their money. They are worried about
I am asking, but I want to know what answer they will have. Did Diljit Dosanjh, who makes tons of money in India, his basic money is being made in India. His concerts sell out the most in India. The Pakistanis cannot afford to pay 50,000 rupees a ticket. The question is, did Diljit Dosanjh, after having acted with a Pakistani actor, did Diljit Dosanjh attack the Pakistani army, the Pakistani establishment, the Pakistani ISI, the Pakistanis?
Arnab, you must allow me to speak.
Yeah, relax, Shoaib, relax.
Allow me to speak. Now that
relax, I'm letting you speak. People are with me.
On Bollywood and the Indian film industry, you have put the entire onus of Desh Bhakti on Indian film industry. I agree with Sohail said that a law should be made.
Why did the film industry remain quiet largely during Operation Sindoor? Cat caught their tongue?
No, because Arnab.
Because Arnab, because Arnab that.
Did you?
Nothing because.
I'm telling you.
Suggestive tweets and all that rubbish.
Diljit Dosanjh must apologize in the same breath as Arnab Goswami did for siding up with Pakistan after the Pakistani journalist Hamid Mir exposed you and your channel.
You listen to Hamid Mir. Bhaiya, how illiterate are you? Are you so stupid? I didn't realize. I knew you were stupid. I didn't realize you're so stupid that you take Hamid. Hamid Mir is the ISI man. Up ISI ke naam, ISI man you are quoting on an Indian TV channel. What's wrong with you, man? Dimag kharab ho gaya aapka.
Abuse India.
You are quoting an ISI man.
You are the
Ashok Pandit, you tell him who Hamid Mir is.
Abusing Bollywood.
ISI ko quote kar rahe hain. Look at, he's gone mad.
You are the one who...
A Bollywood man quoting the ISI on one program to take me on.
And you are getting him on your channel every night.
If Sushant Singh Rajput would have been here tonight, he would have at least spoken out during Operation Sindoor. He's not a fraud like you guys. He was not a fraud like you guys. Sushant would have spoken. You people are opportunists. Why did you people remain quiet during Operation Sindoor?
You are the biggest Deshdrohi right now.
Huh?
You were aware?
Don't look down. I'm not down. I'm looking at the camera in front of you.
You are aware of this?
Look ahead, face me. Bollywood. This is the same actress.
I'm looking at you directly on
the same actress, this lady, she said that Operation Sindoor is seriously cowardly. And you will act with her, then you'll go and promote the film.
And he's not responded now.
Why is Diljit Dosanjh quiet now?
This man has not responded. This man has not condemned yet.
Why did he not say, Hania Amir, I am ashamed that
I can sing the way I want to sing.
No, he could have said, Ashok, that Hania Amir.
That's what I'm saying.
Hania Amir.
Why is he silent on this?
Only Bollywood has to apologize for everything.
Bollywood should keep quiet.
Arnab doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, Bollywood should keep quiet.
Diljit Dosanjh has to apologize for a film produced by two Canadian.
Who's the lead actor in the film? You forgot?
He acted in.
Who's the lead actor in the film?
No role to play.
Who's the lead actor in the film? Who's the lead actor? Who makes money?
So is he responsible for casting of the film?
Well, can he make a statement against Hania Amir or he can't do that?
He's just playing a part for...
Why he accepted this film? Why he accepted this film? Why did he... Sohail, why did he accept this film? Why did he accept this film? Why did he say no to the film? Because there is a Pakistani actress there. Why did he refuse?
Why are you asking?
Why did he refuse? He should have refused. He should have refused, saying that I'm not going to work with Pakistani actress or actor because it's a terror country, because it's a terrorist nation.
For playing with Pakistan.
Because it supplies terrorists.
Okay, we get Shehzad on the debate. See,
is playing without any protocol in Pakistan, but a Diljit Dosanjh must apologize for a film which he has no role to play in casting.
The problem, they say, we are Bollywood. 1 minute, they always say, so we are Bollywood. We are creative people. We only get up in the morning and we say, hello, good morning creativity and good night creativity. We are creative people. We don't know anything about politics. We don't even know which country's passport we hold. We are global citizens. You see, we wear fake Gucci and we want to make up for it. Now, why do you want us to be nationalistic? We are party animals. We are socialites. We are good for nothings. Now, the fact of the matter, even if you're a party animal, socialite and a good for nothing, 1 minute, Sohail, 1 minute, Sohail.
Don't throw the...
No, 1 minute, Sohail, 1 minute. Shehzad, listen to me. Shehzad, listen. Shehzad Khan is on. Shehzad, listen to me. Sohail.
There are many people in the film industry who have supported India's cause. Go back to Sunil Dutt, Nargis, when they went to the front lines.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about 50 years back. I want to talk about today. What happened to these guys?
Which guys are you talking about? Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Shehzad,
yes, tell me. Tell me, Arnab.
I just want to clear.
Okay, Ashok, let me get one booming voice versus other. Shehzad versus Ashok. Ashok, just be quiet for a while, please. You give me a bad throat every time you're on my program. Listen to me. Now, this...
Are you talking about me?
No,
I gave you a bad throat?
Ashok. I'm talking about Ashok. Now, listen to me.
Achha.
The Pakistani actors and actresses take positions for their country.
Yes.
I disagree with it, but they take positions for their country. The Indian Bollywood circuit largely turns into an ostrich and doesn't open its mouth. This lady Amir, whatever her name is, God knows who the hell she is.
Hania Amir.
Whatever, Hania Amir or whatever the hell, I don't care two hoots for her. But anyway, she says, oh, Indians are killing innocent people. This is cruelty. This is after the Lashkar-e-Toiba is bombed. Huh? She must be having relatives in the Lashkar-e-Toiba. This is cruelty. You don't get to bomb innocent people. She calls Masood Azhar an innocent person. Right? And it is shameful and cowardly that you are bombing Masood Azhar's house. Now my question is, why can't Diljit Dosanjh issue a statement?
Thank you very much for having me on your show and giving me time to speak, Arnab. First and foremost, Diljit Dosanjh is, by doing this, if the ties and if Pakistan becomes better, I think he should do it. But
becomes
on the other
better?
hand,
No, what? Sorry, what is
Dosanjh
this logic? Pakistan becomes better by remaining quiet and not taking on a person who's been your co-star and who has abused your country's soldiers. You'll make Pakistan better. Are you Bollywood people even thinking straight anymore? या आप Bollywood वालों का हुआ क्या है? हो क्या गया है?
हम बॉलीवुड वाले हमारे देश के साथ है. कौन कहता है बॉलीवुड वाले देश के साथ?
पिक्चर बनाते हैं, जब जरूरत पड़ती है देश के साथ नहीं है. फिर आपको आईपी राइट्स चाहिए. ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर आईपी राइट्स देके आपको मूवी बनानी है.
आप बॉलीवुड वालों को इस तरह से पंचिंग बैग कैसे बना सकते हैं?
चुप क्यों थे बॉलीवुड वाले ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के समय?
कौन
चुप क्यों थे?
हम लोग ऑफकोर्स बोल रहे थे हम लोग.
बोल रहे थे, सुनाई तो नहीं थी. All you people were quiet.
हमारे देश के लिए. अरे भाई,
I think Bollywood should speak up on these issues.
हम कोई हानिया आमिर के मुरीद नहीं है. आप समझ गए? देश से बढ़कर कुछ नहीं है. हम अपने देश के साथ है. लेकिन जब हमारे नेता बोल रहे थे तो हमने सोचा ठीक है भाई, उनको बोलने दीजिए, उनका वो डिपार्टमेंट है, वो बेहतर समझते हैं. तो हम चुपचाप सुने थे. लेकिन जब कभी हमें मौका मिल रहा था हम बोल रहे थे कि भाई ये गलत हो रहा है. बहुत 26 बेचारे पहलगाम में जो मासूम का खून किया गया, वो बहुत ही गलत काम है. और इससे पहले भी ये लोग करते आए हैं. ये कोई पहली बार तो है नहीं, लेकिन पहली बार ये है कि छाट के उन्होंने ये हरकत की है. बट मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ अर्नब आपसे कि अगर दिलजीत दोसांझ माफी मांग लेता है, ये कर लेता है, तो अगर हमारे हालात और वो कंट्री सुधर जाती है, तो आई थिंक पहली फुर्सत में
किस कंट्री? पाकिस्तान को सुधारना चाहती है बॉलीवुड जी. अशोक पंडित, आई कांट बिलीव व्हिच प्लैनेट बॉलीवुड इज इट. दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सुधारोफाइंग पाकिस्तान नाउ. यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू सुधारोफाई पाकिस्तान बाय डूइंग दिस.
मैं जानता हूं कि नहीं.
Shehzad, why don't you get real on this? Why don't you get there is a problem. This is not an example. This is the same actress who is there with Diljit in the film Manvi, who has painted Pahalgam in a condescending light. She has ridiculed the killing of 26 Indians in Pahalgam. Diljit should have also opened his mouth.
No, as rightly said, Shehzad ji,
Diljit needs to get specific.
The politicians were doing their job, so when it was required, we were just posting it and we were speaking. But yes, I would like to say that you need to understand when Hania was signed. Everything was okay. Nothing was like this.
Nothing was ever okay. You forgot Pulwama, is it?
Okay, so if you think nothing was ever okay,
you want to make movies. You want to make movies about terrorist attacks, and then you want to say everything is okay. Are you seeing the logic here? Everything is okay. When were things okay? When were things okay? Why does Bollywood keep saying everything was okay with? It was never okay.
You cannot always pinpoint on Bollywood.
I will pinpoint on Bollywood because I know the way it's behaving of late.
Akshay Kumar, who was a lead actor in Baby, he was also, in that movie, an artist was signed from Pakistan. तो जब बीजेपी का होता है तब ये बोलते नहीं है ना, उनके पेट में दर्द होना शुरू हो गया. What about Baby? When he actually wanted a Pakistan hero to act in that movie. Baby, I have a fair list. Om Shanti Om, Dawn 2, Sanam Teri Kasam, Hindi medium, and one more thing I would like to add. These all pictures you can find it on OTT platform as well. So
why don't you take it off the OTT platforms?
Yes, they have.
Why don't you take it off the OTT platforms? Why don't you stop playing IPL when Operation Sindoor is after Pahalgam? Why did IPL continue after Operation Sindoor? I am asking the questions to everyone.
What will they talk about Champions Trophy?
Yes, you don't play cricket. You should not play cricket with Pakistan. We believe so.
We just had a Champions
Why are you dependent? I mean, one second, Shehzad. What will you lose? How much money will you lose?
Yes.
What percentage
I'm
of your
saying
revenues?
don't play cricket with Pakistan. Don't play. Don't export medicines and other things to Pakistan.
Yes,
stop the export-import and business also.
We stop it.
If you hate it so
everything
much,
stop. Even the water is not going. What's your problem? What love do you have with Pakistan? What Pakistani link do you have, Shahzad, that you're bothering you?
Bollywood should be targeted.
Why are you in love with Pakistan?
I am in love with my country.
Why? You got nothing in common with Pakistan.
I was in love with Pakistan.
What do you have in common with Pakistan?
My father would have gone to Pakistan.
What do you have in common with Pakistan? You have nothing in common with Pakistan.
I'm in love with my country, Hindustan, not Pakistan. And I'm an Indian first.
So in this case, the limited point I'm making is, why don't you support what Ashok is doing tonight? Ashok is leading a ban Pakistan movement. Right, Ashok? Why don't you tell him about it?
Yes, but Ashok जी, आपको क्रिकेट हिंदुस्तान पाकिस्तान की भी बैन करनी पड़ेगी. वो जो कंपनियां यहाँ से कमा रही है मिलियंस एंड बिलियंस पर ईयर पाकिस्तान को यहाँ से एक्सपोर्ट करके, वो सब चीजें भी आपको बंद करनी पड़ेगी. सिर्फ बॉलीवुड ही क्यों टारगेट बने? बाकी जो व्यापारी लोग हैं, जो बिजनेसमैन है, जो बड़े बड़े अरबों करोड़पति है इस देश के, उनका भी तो वो पढ़ना चाहिए. we are sitting ducks. जो चाहे मुंह उठा के बॉलीवुड.
No, why should Indians be sitting ducks? Why should Indians be sitting ducks? Why should Indians pay thousands and thousands and lakhs and crores of rupees to listen to Diljit Dosanjh?
Making money by.
Okay, let me ask you one thing. If Diljit Dosanjh has to do a simple thing, he has to dissociate from the movie and he has to publicly take on this Pakistani actress.
He doesn't have the guts to invite.
Let there be a test. Let there be a test.
He muted my voice.
Producers were forced to sign Hania.
Shoaib and Sohail.
He will not, let me tell you, Arnab, he will not do it because the movie is already made. The movie is being released tomorrow. It will find its way in the black market or whatever they call the grey market, where they do subterfuge and see the movie. So here's what I'm saying. Arnab Goswami, we are on June the 26th. Use this as the red letter day to say that Republic, for the sake of the Republic of India, demands that laws be put in place where foreign artists, especially from enemy countries,
it's already been
allowed.
Made. That has already been made clear by the government during Operation Sindoor. What you're demanding has already been done.
Make it law. Make it a law.
It is effectively a law.
What has the government said about it? They have said nothing about it. अगर ऐसा होता तो
this is the problem. This is the problem. This is your problem. This is your problem, Shoaib. You are not aware. You are not aware that after and during Operation Sindoor, the government has set out very clear guidelines, including to OTT players and others, to completely dissociate. I think Ashok Pandit can tell you what lying. Stop shouting. First of all, behave in a proper way.
आप माफी मांगिए. आपने बोला अभी कि Hamid Mir was a ISI guy and he has accused you of getting him to abuse India and you are getting him on your channel. माफी मांगो देश से.
Keep quiet, Shoaib. Don't behave it. Have you had too much to drink before you came on my show or what? Have you been drinking?
You are
Have you been drinking? Have you been drinking? What are you drinking? What are you smoking? Why are you behaving like that? Ashok, the government has already made it absolutely clear that we have a policy of dissociation, and I'm going to share details with you. We have a policy of dissociation with Pakistanis in every capacity related to the media and entertainment industry. Now, please be clear about that. Now, Ashok Pandit has something to say to you. Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Be quiet, Shoaib. Shoaib, do not quote an ISI man for your own good. You should not speak on behalf of the ISI. You should not speak on behalf of the ISI.
Why was he on your panel?
Ashok Pandit, please explain what you're trying to do.
Why was he on your channel if he was in
post-operation
and you were aware of it?
Ashok, louder.
Appeal when the Federation of Western India Senior Employees wrote to the INB Ministry to create a ban on all the Pakistani software, all their shows and everything here in India. So INB Ministry issued a notice. It issued a GR saying that all the shows, all the programs of all the OTT platforms, all the music channels everywhere, anything which is concerning Pakistan or the artists should be withdrawn. So everything has been withdrawn. Nothing is shown on any OTT platforms, or even the actors or anybody is not allowed to perform here in this country of ours. And all of us in India also, if we perform with anybody, any Pakistani, anywhere in the world, action will be taken against them. So it's a clear-cut message, clear-cut instructions given by INB Ministry to this country of ours, to the entire industry, post-Operation Sindoor. It's there, it is in black and white.
Shabash.
Orders have been issued to people. So we are all following that now.
Shehzad.
Yes. One more thing I would like to ask Ashok ji. उसमें ये भी डालिएगा आप आयत बिल के ड्यूरिंग ऑपरेशन सिंदूर न्यूज चैनल्स पे पाकिस्तानी गेस्ट आते थे और वो आए बाएं शाए बकते थे हमारे कंट्री के खिलाफ, वो भी बंद होना चाहिए। वो चीज भी बंद होना चाहिए।
Shehzad, first of all, let me explain to you, because I don't mind. The fact is, Sagit Ragi is here. You should have a little bit of understanding, okay? Day before yesterday, okay? One person from PMLN and one person from the PTI had a huge fight against each other, right? Against each other. Sangeet Ragi will remember. इन्होंने एक दूसरे से बहुत झगड़ा किया और कहा कि हमने और हमारे मुल्ला मुनीर, क्या नाम है बोला मैंने? मुल्ला मुनीर ने बहुत बुरा किया कि वहाँ पे जाके डोनाल्ड ट्रंप से मिले, and they attacked each other and they fought each other. And by getting them to debate, Sangeet Ragi, इनको जरा समझाइए, we showed the internal division within Pakistan in a big way. We don't make money out of that. So you should understand and get your facts sorted before that. 1 minute. Now. Because two Pakistanis abusing each other shows me, I called the Chinese on my program half an hour back, and I told the Chinese that you should not have the temerity to question the non-inclusion or to stop the inclusion of Pahalgam in the statement of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The problem with you Bollywood type licks, मुझे कभी-कभी लगता है आप लोग पढ़े लिखे भी नहीं है क्या? How can you make comments like that? If I'm not going to ask a Chinese Victor Gao about the SCO, who should I ask? You don't. I call Israelis, Chinese, Lebanese.
Yes, we know.
I mean, you should understand things. You don't understand global politics. The problem with you guys is... Okay, Sangeet Ragi, please explain to him. You see, the problem is, I want to know, I speak every day against Pakistan. I want to know what is the problem with Bollywood. Why can't Diljit Dosanjh make a comment against his co-actor from Pakistan, saying the statements and the words she has used against my country are unacceptable, and I regret I ever did a film with her. Sangeet Ragi, please explain to them. ये शोएब को भी समझाइए.
Arnav, I have seen so many times when I have shared this.
You only
Shoaib the door to the Pakistani panelists when they are, speaking untruth against India or anything that is good.
मुझे अर्नब सिर्फ आपसे बात करनी है. I don't know.
Sangeet Ragi, Shehzad and Sangeet Ragi. Yeah, let Sangeet Ragi talk here, Shoaib. What are you smoking and drinking these days, man? Sangeet Ragi, continue.
Second point, Arnav, these heroes are not the real heroes at all. And you rightly said most of them are illiterate. Most of them, I am saying that they are illiterate. And therefore, they, in the public discourse, their statement should not be taken into, serious manner at all. I am not saying that every actor in the Bollywood fall in the same category, but many of them who speak on, defense matter to all related serious issues, they shouldn't be taken seriously. I think that for them, the money matters more than anything else. The national interest doesn't count in their mind at all. And therefore, they would always be speaking, even if the country has banned, why you are repeating all the times that, you are going back into the history that we signed it 5 months back or 6 months back. You can put, question why you made it. For last 1 year or more than that, the government has been, taking a stand against Pakistan. This is not today. And the Pakistani artists have been banned here in India. They are not being allowed at all to act. There is, despite all that, mood of the country.
One minute. Sangeet, there was a meeting he had with Diljit Dosanjh. One minute. Just Shoaib, first of all, don't shout. People are asking me what you're smoking and drinking. Now the question is, in a meeting with the previous unfortunate Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. Yeah, Trudeau, okay. Not Justin Bieber, Justin Trudeau. When that meeting happened, right? I don't know, the Bollywood types know Justin Bieber, maybe they don't know Justin Trudeau. But, Daljit was referred to by Justin Trudeau as a guy from Punjab. What is a guy from Punjab? Right? I have a visual there. I want to show that visual. I don't know if I have the bite. Can I play the bite? He's referred to as a guy from Punjab. Now, why does he not say a guy from India? And at that time, BJP's National General Secretary Manjinder Singh Sirsa said this was a deliberate mischief through wordplay. And then Diljit Dosanjh also doesn't say that. Neeraj Chopra is winning medals for Haryana or India? For India, no? My point is, you can't pretend. Why did Diljit Dosanjh not take on Justin Trudeau and say, no, I have an Indian passport, sir. I'm a guy from India. See, it's not, and Justin Trudeau's position.
No, Arnab.
No, my point is, इन सब चीजों के बारे में बात नहीं हो क्या?
Well,
today Mika is also questioned, by the way, Vindu Dara Singh. Mika is also questioned. Diljit Dosanjh.
Hey, you have not. See, I absolutely.
And our country has given you the Dada Saheb Phalke. You've done 22 films, 200 songs.
No Pakistani should ever work.
How much money was made by Urta Punjab?
But Diljit Dosanjh. Yeah, but the
rule is only
I believe
for
everything you're saying.
Yeah.
The law should be.
Vindu Dara Singh and Ashok Pandit.
Diljit Dosanjh, to ban Diljit Dosanjh is wrong, I feel.
Who's banning Diljit Dosanjh? I'm banning Pakistan. I'm just saying, who's banning Diljit Dosanjh? We're not calling for a ban of Diljit Dosanjh.
Yeah.
I'm saying you ban Pakistan. I want Bollywood to take the damn lead in that. Every time you think a few days have passed and you Bollywood actors start acting with Pakistanis, और मिलते नहीं है क्या India में?
I have a reason. Vinduji, I have a reason of demanding for banning of Diljit Dosanjh. I have a reason. The reason is that he is equally responsible for defaming the country and not standing by the country and raising an objection to what his heroine has been talking against this country of ours. He has kept silence when the Operation Sindoor happened. He had kept silence when the Pahalgam happened. He has kept silence whenever Pakistan has attacked India. Why does he spell Punjab as P-A-N-J-A-B? Because Khalistanis spell Punjab as not P-U, they spell as P-A. Why has he been silent on all the attacks of Pakistan in this country? So I have an objection. His entire behavior, his entire conduct.
Anyway, I also want to ask you, Shoaib, since you've been shouting so much, let's get Shoaib on it.
Border, you want to ban border.
And he criticizes and he criticizes
Arnab, you need to understand.
India's organization as far as events are
Producers were
concerned.
forced to
He says
sign,
India is not
Hanya.
meant for.
You need to understand. Producers were forced
Shoaib,
to
if you're
sign,
feeling all
Hanya.
right, I have the last question for you. Diljit says, जब ये film बनी थी तब situation
Yeah,
ठीक
Shoaib.
था. Was this film shot before 1947 or what? कब situation ठीक था?
Yes. No, it was shot before Pahalgam.
No, what Pahalgam? Forgot Pulwama.
और ये फिल्म नहीं करनी चाहिए, but Diljit is not.
Forgot Pulwama.
He's not the producer.
Forgot Balakot.
He is just an employee in the film. He is he has a working agreement. लेकिन मैं आज ये जानना चाहता हूँ आप.
Yeah, I don't. This is now he is an employee in the film. All absolute rubbish out there. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of support for our position tonight. The problem with Bollywood is it's not vocal when it needs to be vocal. It's not heard when it needs to be heard. It's not seen. It's not seen when it needs to be seen. It's not seen when it needs to be seen. It's not heard when it needs to be heard. Sangeet Ragi, Bollywood. It becomes invisible on those times.
Arnav, now the time has changed. Now the time has changed. Most of us have been discussing the Pakistani involvement in the Bollywood, particularly the investment of Dawood gang, money and other things from Dubai gangster.
That was in the past.
People earlier were not talking it. Now you have given platform, and that is why people are talking it openly on television and the national television. I think they need to be investigated. As far as this matter is concerned, there is only one point, and it is a valid argument. Despite the fact that you are knowing that the Pakistani army, Pakistani artists stand banned. Why is the
दुबई से एक चुहिया नहीं ला सके आप लोग?
Why? This is the question.
You don't accuse and abuse the industry like this. You are very much ill-informed about the industry.
Attitude towards
we are all creative people here. We create entertainment for people. So don't abuse the industry like this, Mr. Raghu.
Peasant movement was also
don't abuse the industry like this.
Good at all.
And you are very much ill-informed about the industry, Mr. Sangeet Ragi. You are very much ill-informed about the industry, Mr. Ragi. We are all creative people. We are artists here, and we entertain crores and crores of people. So don't generalize. Don't generalize the issues. Don't demonize the industry. I take strong objection to your comments.
Ashok Pandit, what is your specific objection to? 1 minute. Ashok Pandit, 1 minute. I missed that part out. What is your specific objection to Ashok? What is your objection to Ashok?
We are opposing it.
1 minute. What is your objection to Ashok? Calm down. What are you objecting to? What are you objecting to, Ashok?
We know this.
Arnab, I'm saying that. I just want to say that Mr. Sangeet Ragi is very much ill-informed about the industry. If I'm sitting here, I'm from the industry. I'm reacting. My entire industry is reacting. All the technicians, workers are interesting.
There are a lot of good people in the industry. There are a lot of good people in the industry. I like Rajkumar Rao. I like Pankaj Tripathi. I like the new age guys. I have a problem with these older guys. They messed it all up. They did the wrong things. But they're nice, good, clean people who are coming into the industry.
You should like Shoaib Chaudhary also.
Yeah, I don't know about Shoaib Chaudhary. I don't know what he's smoking or drinking these days. Otherwise, he's a nice guy.
Why? Because how you know? Because you're in the same school. No?
Anyway,
you two guys are in the same school.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. It's not too late. Pakistan, there should be a public statement from Bollywood dissociating itself from Pakistan. That's all I want from Bollywood.
It's true.
And from Amitabh Bachchan. And from these three Khans. And from Karan Johar. Why not? The nation wants to know. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for tonight.
How many times you have seen
and ladies and gentlemen, that's it for tonight. And I shall see you tomorrow, same time, without fail. Same time tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Two technologies.
Endless possibilities.
Grand Vitara Strong Hybrid. All grip select driven by tech.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Where the software engineer meets the talented photographer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
विमल में गुलिस्तां की ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुले तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की इस जुबान में खुद को ऐसा डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं ना? विमल, बोलो जुबां केसरी।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
We hear it was obliteration. It was a virtual obliteration.
When you look at the Wiederaufbau, the reconstruction of the